Welcome back, everyone. It's time for more custom card looking and laughing and loving at. Yeah, Grey Cat's here again.
Yay!
We're picking up right where we left off last time, with the Red Eyes Cerberus dragon, or as this says, Red Eyes Cerberus dragon.
Yeah, I was about to mention that. I was like, does it even Starburst? It's just Cerberus.
So this is a dark synchro. Now, Gray, you said you don't know anything about dark synchros.
No, we just spent like 15 minutes before recording, like talking about anime only stuff, and we kind of got sidetracked. But yeah, what is dark synchro meaning?
So dark synchros are the opposite of synchros. They work kind of like Ursartics, except worse somehow.
Okay, well, our Sartics suck. So
Yeah. Imagine how bad this must be then.
we go. Oh, okay. So like, say, well, like 8. I can't read.
This level is 10.
So a 5 and a 5, like a 5 and a 5 tutor would make a normal synchro. So
Yeah.
how do we get to this?
Well, you would have to have a level 12 monster and a level 2 dark tuner. You have to use a dark tuner to make a dark synchro, of course.
Okay.
Which is why the required material is Dark Tuner Dark God Wataka, which is a anime only card, except for the fact that it's also in some of the Tag Force games.
Yeah, I just looked it up because I was like, there's no way that this card is freaking real. But yeah, no, it is an anime only card, and I get it. It's a 3, so yeah. No.
Yeah, apparently it's in some of the Tag Force cards, Tag Force games, so it is playable to some extent. And then you have to. It also requires using Red Eyes Black Dragon. Now, here's the thing: it's clobbering time. That doesn't make any sense for making a Dark Synchro monster. I think they don't understand how Dark Synchro monsters work.
I think
They're treating it like a normal synchro.
Yeah, they saw Dark Tuner and just
Red
an
Eyes Black
evil
Dragon.
It'd be cool. It makes sense. I'm like, you're so close to getting this to be an anime only lore card, and I'd be fine with that. But you even took a real card from the anime and you tried. Like you looked this up, but then you messed it up at the finish line.
Yeah, so Dark Goddess Wataka can change its own level, but the thing is, the level of Red Eyes Cerberus Dragon being 10 means that you'd have to also increase the level of Red Eyes Black Dragon somehow. You'd have to increase it to like 11 or 12 and then have Wataka be like a 1 or a 2 to get to 10. So this is basically impossible to make. It does have 4,000 attack though. So that's pretty cool.
What's the rest of this effect here?
When this card is Secret Summon, you can add a Red Eyes Fusion from your graveyard or deck to your hand. You cannot use Red Eyes Fusion this turn. You didn't need to add that. You can't already because you already summoned.
Yeah. Okay.
This card can be used as material for any summon from the extra deck. Why? This
It's like your final boss monster, hoping that like you survive the turn.
It can attack up to 3 times per turn though, so you know. This card leaves the field, special summon Red Eyes Black Dragon and one other monster from your graveyard. Ooh, could be anything.
Okay, yeah, the non-restrictive part of the one other monster, cool. I like that. Though granted, I mean, okay.
You're gonna be getting Dark God Wataka, right?
Okay, I mean, yeah. Couldn't you just resummon this if you had 3 or 2 of them? Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. Could you not do this?
Yeah.
So you get Red Eyes Fusion, and you do all the shenanigans. Red Eyes Cerberus dies, and it summons back Red Eyes Black Dragon, and you bring out. You somehow put it in there. Your Dark Magician. Dark Magician and your Red Eyes fuse into Dragoon on the next turn. You have a much better card.
Well, I mean, if we had Red Eyes Fusion, all you have to do is have the Dark Magician in the deck at some point, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't even need to be that complicated.
Yeah, so like I mean, I could see this being used in like Dragon Link, but that's about it.
I couldn't see this card being used because I can't imagine how you would actually make this with the required material.
I'm waiting for someone to be down in the comment section and be like, well, actually, you can make that. I'm like, if you do, shut up. It doesn't work. Also, on a side note, I do like that for the Dark Tuner Dark Goddess Wataka, it does have the miscellaneous tag of female.
Yes! Female card list.
I mean, I'm like, okay, I see it. But also Inca? What is Inca? What is this supposed to be?
You know, it's part
of the Dark Signer deck. Oh.
Yeah, it's part of the evil cards. Like for some reason, the Inca are evil in Yu-Gi-Oh lore.
Okay. All right.
Also, I love the redundancy of Dark Tuner, Dark Goddess. I think that's fun.
They were like, hey, you know what? This bitch be evil.
She's dark.
She's a dark.
All right, next one.
Okay, thank God it's not fucking Red Eye.
Magical Circle of Ruin. It's a upgrade to Magical Circle. Activate this card by paying half your life points only if you control a spellcaster type monster. If the total levels of spellcaster type monsters you control equal or exceed 12, you can activate this card from your hand. That's fun. That's cute. Once per turn, during either player's standby phase, place one ruin counter on this card. During either player's turn, quick effect, you banish one card you control. If you do, place one ruin counter on this card. Okay. During either player's standby phase, if this card has 12 or more ruin counters on it, remove 12 ruin counters from this card, banish your opponent's deck face down.
Excuse me?
If this card would leave the field, you may take 500 damage or remove one ruin counter from this card instead. This card's activation and effects cannot be negated.
Okay. First of all, that's wild.
What the fuck?
If your opponent lets you go 12 turns, is it a once per place one during either player's turn, you banish one card to control. So if you just load up your field with garbage.
Yeah, you have the standby phase, which is once per turn, and then you have the either player's turn effect, which is not once per turn. If you load up with 12 pieces of garbage,
Okay, so let's see. In reality, you would have this card.
Wait. Swap Frog.
No, don't do this to me.
Or not Substitute, I mean. Substitute is what I meant to say.
No, yeah.
Substitute. Well, I guess you don't have Ronin Totem anymore, which would make this a lot easier. But this is basically the Mash Driver thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the lack of Ronin Totem stops that. But yeah,
we already have. I do like the first part of like, hey, it's a spellcaster type card.
Yeah. And if you control ones that exceed level 12, so you have like 2 Dark Magicians, or Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl, you get to activate it from your hand, just place it right on the field.
Like, I don't hate this. It's just, it's wild to where it's like, by the way, I have 12 counters. Just grab the whole deck and just throw it in the banish pile. Like, don't just move it upwards and be like, it's banished now. It's all gone.
You win by deck out. Like, that's the win condition of this. Yeah,
it would be if you can do this to your first turn. They cannot draw for turn. This is Kashtira on steroids.
So you have to find a way to get two high level spellcasters on field, or like 3. I guess you could do like 3 level 4 spellcasters.
So yeah, it'd be 3 level 4s would be,
and then you start tributing them, and then you find some way to just continuously reborn them. This is a sub replay Friday card for sure.
Oh, 100%. You're gonna see this and be like, I hate every second of it. If I saw this happen to me, I would just surrender before they put me through that misery.
Oh man, that's so funny.
Like seeing Isold. If like I see Isold, I'm just like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not dealing with that.
I gotta say though, this like seems decently balanced for what it is. I just don't think these cards should exist.
No, it's funny. It's silly. Would Konami do it? They probably would. And
oh
then
my god, they
would
would
run it, and then they would be like, oh yeah, this shit be broken.
Well, I think it's inconsistent enough to actually set up that it wouldn't be broken. It just would be one of those cards where every time it resolves, you hate yourself.
Yeah.
Which I think is worse in some ways. At least if it's broken, you can prepare for it, right?
Yeah.
All right, next up. Mother of the Harpy Lady. This is a level 9, it looks like. Yeah, 9. Winged Beast must be a special summon from your hand by having 3 or more wind monsters in your graveyard. That's pretty easy in Harpies. As a Harpy connoisseur, I can tell you, pretty easy.
I was about to say Harpy Lady or Speedroid.
Oh, Speedroid tech. At this point, at Speedroid, actually the Speedroid deck profile probably already has come out by the time this video goes up. At this point, Speedroid doesn't need these kind of cards anymore.
Oh, okay.
If a spell or trap card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, which Harpy does a lot of, you can destroy one monster your opponent controls. You can only use each effect once per turn. 3,000 defense, 2,000 attack.
You forgot the extra part of you can special summon one Harpy Lady from your hand to graveyard.
Oh, that too, yeah. Which also would trigger the field spell if you have the field spell on field.
I remember being a wee lass in college, and I desperately wanted to play Harpies.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had Harpies Hunting Ground on the field. And my roommate was like, hey, it's a mandatory you have to destroy. And I was like, oh, I don't have, like, he had an empty field, and I had my whole stuff set up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, well, that sucks. So then I had to dismantle my field to continue my combo. And I was like, this isn't good. I don't like Harpies anymore.
Harpies is such a weird archetype as far as that goes. The field spell is just not very good, honestly. It's decent in Duel Links. The Harpy Lady was actually crazy good in Duel Links for a while. Which is where I started playing it and fell in love with it. And then I made a Harpy Runic deck. A Harpy Lady Runic deck, which was actually really fun. But you don't play the field spell there. You're kind of just using the basic combo to make the synchro, which really does harmonize with Runic's playstyle pretty well, because it triggers every time a quick play, or every time a spell is activated, or trap. I gotta say, this card is not very good.
No.
Like, it's got an easy summoning condition, but
yeah,
and it can get a Harpy Lady out from hand or grave. But the other effect is kind of nothing.
Yeah, because, like, this is
just like an extender. I would only use this as just an extender.
Yeah.
I would not use this as an end board piece, as it's clearly designed to
right?
be. Yeah, it's a 9. It would just be link material.
Yeah, I was gonna say link material, or I was trying to think of a way. Apex Avians is 7.
I guess this is like a free what's the Harpy Conductor, I think, is the link monster.
I think so.
Not that card's particularly good.
Yeah, I really can't think of a good way to use this. Maybe
if
like get link material for Simorg.
If you get a third Harpy on the field, you can make the Simorg link monster. If you're in a format where it's not banned already.
Oh, true. I don't like. I know in Mass Duel it's not banned. I'm
pretty sure it's still banned in TCG.
Is it?
Bring it back. Come on. We just ban Barrier Statue. It's fine otherwise. I think summoning Mist Valley Apex Avian is fine. Whatever. Who gives a shit?
Oh, there's so many Simorg birds. No, it's the. I don't remember the link monster name. I know it's all
Sovereignty.
Oh, Sovereignty. Oh,
yeah.
Simorg. Bird of Beginning, Bird of Ancestry. You know what? It's fine. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I'm done with this.
Yeah, I think this card is just okay. It's like not. It's free link material, and that's about all I can say for it.
Yeah.
If you have a Harpy Lady in graveyard, you can make a Speedroid Rubber Band Shooter, and then you could do Speedroid combo.
Nah, we use Dark Tuners here to get your Speedroid combo started with this.
For sure. Next up, Marin. Outstanding White Warden Marin, a rank 1 monster. 2 level 1 monsters. You can also use Lady in White and White Princess as if their level was 1. That's cute.
Okay, that's really nice. I like that.
This card's name becomes Skull Servant while in the graveyard. Of course, it's Skull Servant support. He is their dog. You can only use each of the following effects of Outstanding White Warden Marin once per turn. If this card is special summon, you can send a monster from your deck to the graveyard that is Skull Servant or mentions it. When your opponent activates a card or effect, which would banish a zombie monster from your field or graveyard, quick effect, you can detach one material from this card, negate that effect. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish the Skull Servant from your graveyard, and if you do, special summon this card.
This is nice. Okay, I really don't see us using the effect of when your opponent activates a card or effect which would banish, other than like a DD Crow or called by situation. But
Well,
or
with Skull Servant, you really do have to worry about them reducing your attack enough.
yeah.
So, you know, Bestials, DD Crow, called by, they're going to be problems. Particularly called by, if you're trying to summon back a King of the Skull Servants by using his banish effect, you're already weakening yourself, and then you get the hit by the called by. You at least want that to resolve.
Yeah. So okay, fair enough. And then I have not played a lot of Skull Servant. It's a little too silly for me. But I do like this is like a in universe canon card.
Mm-hmm.
Because like if I'm not mistaken, yeah, Marin is in like the card art of like Teekboo and other Skull Servant based cards.
Yep. I think my big problem with this card is that how are you making this, right? Sure, you can make it with Skull Servants, but you're not typically normal summoning Skull Servants in the Skull Servant deck. The new Skull Servant card that is just coming out soon does want you to normal summon it, but you need to get a second one on the field as well to make a rank one. Usually, it gives you an additional normal summon. What you want to use that additional normal summon on is Unizombie, which is a level 3 for now, like, until it uses its effect, which is what you want to use, and then it becomes a level 4. But even then, it's like nowhere near a level 1 monster. And so you're going to have to like use one of your special summon effects to get a Skull Servant on the field to actually make this. And I don't know if you want to do that. At least it does get you an additional send.
Yeah, and that's all Skull Servant wants to rely on.
I feel like it's protection.
I feel like
protection.
what you go Foolish Burial, send Lady in White or White Princess, and from there you can start comboing off. But yeah, as you said, you're gonna have to use one of your either a regular normal summon or one of your special summons for this and hope that they don't interrupt you at all.
Yeah. I do like the second or the last effect though. If this card is in your graveyard, banish a Skull Servant from the graveyard and special summon this card, and then it sends another one, which I think is a really neat way. I think that would be a really cool effect on an actual Skull Servant card, because like it does banish one of your guys, but then it replaces it, and then that one can have a trigger effect. I think that's neat actually.
I would give this one like an 8. It's like so close. But like, just if there was just a little bit more real life support, I feel like this could actually be playable. Like,
I think it's decent. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, you can play it now. It's just going to be very circumstantial that you're not going to have a lot of time to do it.
I think Skull Servants needs a good normal summon besides Unizombie and the new guy. Which, you know, if you had like the new guy and then a good normal summon alongside that, then you would definitely be able to be in a position to make a rank 1 like this.
Yeah,
I think that'd be what the deck would need to do this. But I think this card was actually made before that new guy was made too, or revealed too. So, you know. Next up, Unleashed Polymerization.
Is it going to be as broken as the other polymerization card that we saw last video?
It's not a quick play, so that helps. Reveal 1 fusion monster from the extra deck, banish it face down, then fusion summon 1 fusion monster with the same name as the revealed monster, but banishing 2 monsters face down from the deck. Okay, no, it's busted.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
All you have to do is play 2 of the same fusion monster. If the monster summoned by this effect leaves the field by an opponent's card or effect, you can banish this card from the graveyard, especially summon the face down materials used for its fusion summoning from banishment. That's not how face down materials work, but okay. I guess if it's written on the card, it works that way, but you can only use each effect once per turn. And it doesn't even have you can only use each effect once per turn and only once that turn clause. It's literally just, you could use both in the same turn as long as it's only one of each.
Oh my god.
This card is actually more broken than the other one. You can't print a card like this.
Branded goes hard.
God, every deck goes hard. You play this, you play. Oh my god! you're only limited by how broken the fusion monsters are. You can run fucking Warrior from the Lost Planet, the guy who destroys all monsters on the field, and then says no one can summon monsters.
This is just Cyberstein, but like I don't have to pay the fee.
And this is a polymerization card, so it's searchable. You can search this off of the Predaplant combo, I believe. I guess it's not a fusion. I don't. Does that card only search quote unquote polymerization, or does it search all cards that are named polymerization and all cards that are named fusion cards?
Don't recall.
I know it searches all fusion cards. I don't know if it searches cards that are named polymerization or if it just searches polymerization. It's Darlingtonian Cobra, I believe, is the one that does the search.
Okay, I'm looking it up. I'm not sure because like Predaplant, I see it and again, my brain turns off.
Add a polymerization spell card, so it can add this.
No.
Darlingtonian Cobra, all you need to do to get that online is to get the other Predaplant, Orphis Scorpio. And the only thing you need to do to get Orphis Scorpio online is to either just draw it or draw into the bulb. You know, the one.
Yeah. Predaplant just has so many different lines. It's not as hard as DDD, but
the Predaplant combo is actually really sick. I think it's really cool. You could actually use it to grab instant fusion and then do some silly stuff from there. But yeah, you could just go, Orphis Scorpio, grab Darlingtonian Cobra, grab Unleash Polymerization, summon Lost Warrior from the planet of whatever. That's the game, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you've got, you can imperm it. I think imperm is basically all that would do it. Like imperm would work, just like general removal would work.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Whoever is making these polymerization cards are like, stop. I want to make shit busted.
People just want their fusion decks to be better, and I'm sorry, they're not going to get as good as branded. Like branded is as good as it's going to get. You can't make fusion decks better than branded.
So much stuff, and it makes me so mad that it's like, oh, by the way, it's the In Faith. Let me activate 5 more effects and then refill my hand.
Like if you make decks that are better than branded, fusion decks that are better than branded, or like Chimera, like they're just going to be too busted. You can't make them so generic. They have to be very specifically in archetype.
Yeah, we don't want another tier limit situation.
Wow, this is insane. I like, and you could make all sorts of things with this. Like obviously, like I'm just thinking of the one that ruined the Deckmaster format.
We just want to be silly and not play the game.
Yeah, but there's like all sorts of things you could make. I mean, obviously you could make Dragoon. You can make DPE. You can make all sorts of crazy things with this.
Yeah, as long as there's not a restriction on the card itself.
All it has to do is have main deck monsters at 2 main deck monsters as material, because it can't banish more than 2, and they have to be from the deck.
Oh yeah,
so they have to be main deck monsters, and it has to be only 2.
Oof. Well, that kind of screws up a little bit branded.
Yeah,
well, a little, but
not a whole lot, because
Chimera really
it doesn't require them to be named monsters at the very least. So
yeah.
You can just go like Albaz plus whatever, make Lubellion or the other one.
Yeah, and then Albion.
Albion, yes, thank you.
And then just do branded plays from there on. But yeah, no, just fusion decks just have so much. People just really love them so much. They're like, I want more support. I'm like, please don't. There's already too much.
It's just the generic stuff you can't do. You can't do generic stuff for fusions anymore. They have too many powerful fusions that are hampered by the fact that you can't get them out. Next up, Pink Eyes Trap Dragon.
Well, it's not Red Eyes.
Oh no, it's got Pink Eye.
Oh,
is this AI? I'm realizing. Look at the tail.
It is. That tail is not connected at all.
God damn it. I thought I got rid of them all.
It's fine.
During either main phases, if your opponent activates, I hate the way that's worded.
Yeah, just say during the main phase.
During either main, like you can just say during either main phase. Like you don't have to say main phases. If your opponent activates any spell trap card, you can activate one of these effects. Special summon this card is a normal monster, dragon type, Darl, level 9.
Darl.
Attack.
I mean,
3,730. What the fuck? 3,700,
so
3,200. Why is it huge? This card is also still a trap card during your opponent's main phase and main phase 2.
So during the battle phase, it becomes a monster?
During the battle phase, it's not a trap card anymore, apparently. That's...
Okay.
You're making trap monsters too confusing. They're already confusing enough as is. The fact that some of them are considered traps and some of them aren't. Stop.
What?
The other effect, destroy as many spell traps on your opponent's field. Wait, on your enemy's field? What the fuck? Your opponent loses 1,000 life points for each spell trap sent to the graveyard by this effect. After this effect resolves, sent this card to the graveyard.
This sucks.
You needed a spell checker, but did an AI write this card? Because this makes no sense in so many ways.
So it's also only one of these effects. You can't do both.
Yeah.
The first one is already convoluted. There's no reason it's a normal monster, so you can't impermanent. So it's a big monster.
It's like a continuous trap. So if you activate the second effect, it just like stays in your back row until your opponent activates another spell trap effect, and then you can just, because there's no once per turn limit on it at all.
Oh god. I'm good to move on. This card sucks.
This card is awful. This is like bad design. Okay, Ritual Tale. This is just it's not actually a fairy tale card as far as I can tell, except for the fact that it has the word tail in it. I think they just used the fairy tale card as the art because it's a tail card. Instead, it's actually generic ritual support. So it requires 2 effect monsters, which means it can just be you can just throw anything into it. If this card is linked summon, you can either add 1 ritual spell or 1 ritual monster from your deck to your graveyard to the hand. If you ritual summon a monster to a zone, if you ritual summon a monster in the zone this card points to, you can draw 1 card. You can only use each effect once per turn. That's fine.
I don't hate it. This card's fine. It is ritual support because like it's annoying that like the only ritual link monster that like is useful is Dynamundo. But then it's like, okay, cool. Now I gotta answer your first question. What ritual deck am I playing that isn't voiceless?
Yeah, and also like, how are you getting 2 guys on the field at a point where you need to add a ritual spell or ritual monster?
Okay, so
well, it can't get from the graveyard at least, so you can use this as link climbing material in a ritual deck.
I'm trying to think. So I guess you would go again, using VV as an example. You would go Herald. You go Herald.
Yeah.
Send Trias. Trias brings back. You get all of the ritual shenanigans. No, because then you're gonna be doing. Yeah, no, you do your ritual summoning before you have enough material to even do this.
Yeah. Maybe the Mitsurugi stuff, the new Mitsurugi stuff could do something with it. I don't.
Wait, is Herald a level 3 or a 1?
Herald's level depends on.
Okay, initially.
I believe it's a 3.
Okay, I was about to say you could do 1 for 1.
Actually, no. I think it's a 2. Actually, hold up. Yugioh. It's a 2. Yes, that's right. I was like, so it's usually I see it as a 6 because I use Herald to send the arc light to grave, and that's a 4. I know that's a 4. And I was like, but then it's usually a 6 after that, so it must be a 2. That's how I got to that number.
So like I guess you could go 1 for 1, summon low for free, set up your back row, and then do your combo, but that's so like inconvenient.
I think one funny thing you could do, the fact that it only adds either a ritual spell or ritual monster is I think rough for this, but like it would be really funny if you could just use this generically, like Verte Anaconda, or stuff like that, where you just like you make this link to, and it adds you the ritual spell and the ritual monster, and then you just get to do a ritual summon.
Yeah, like like
in like a non-ritual deck, you know.
I like this ritual shenaniganry. Like if they added in the text of this is considered like a level 2, or even make it like a VV link card to where like it's gonna be like a level, it's gonna be considered like a low card, which I think I put a low card in the stuff I sent you, but I don't know if you put it in the thing.
I don't remember. I don't know if I did or not, because I had a hard time decide. It's like with all the legacy support that's been coming out in the past couple of years, it's hard to decipher what should be considered a DM card and what should be considered a modern card. I think I had to make the call on some of them, and I was like,
yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, I like this theoretically, but I don't know of a ritual deck that would be able to use this yet. Because ritual decks seem to be pretty hard at spamming out monsters. Drytron though. Oh shit,
Drytron could do it. Yeah, no, that works.
Because it's just that they spam out so many monsters, and they can do link summoning. Mm-hmm. They're not locked out of doing things. So
and
but Drytron doesn't need this card, is the thing.
No, we're already drawing like a million cards. And
Drytron has plenty of ways to add ritual spells to hand and ritual monsters.
If you want to do a win more scenario to get Herald of Ultimateness out,
yeah, I mean, like, I guess you could
have extra fairies in hand. That's all I could think of.
But like, I think at this point, the best way to play Drytron is not even playing any of the Herald stuff. It's just playing the actual in archetype Drytron dad.
Yeah, well, now it's getting better.
Yeah. Because all that, which I guess just released in Master Duel. It's been in TCG for a while, so I've been you know. But
I haven't seen it yet, but it is kind of silly when I did read it. I'm like, I do not want to see Drytron again.
It's really cool.
That shit made me so mad.
Well, the thing is, like, I think the new Drytron is like a much less annoying version of Drytron, and so I think it's fine. It still does a lot of spam monsters stuff, but because it locks itself into machines, it limits what it can end on.
Yeah,
and makes it a much more fair deck as far as that goes, but still like good and fun. Anyways, this card is only okay, weirdly enough.
Yeah, like
if it was a link one, that'd be one thing. Like just you go one of the hands cards and then link into this, you know.
If it was a little bit extra, I think it'd be great. But yeah, I see this as like, I'm not really gonna run it, but cool beans, it's here.
Yeah, there's like theoretically decks that could play it. It's just I don't know if they would. Okay. Okay, we got like a retrain of Ra's Disciple, Egyptian God's Disciple. It's a level 4. It's a light. It's a pendulum. So it's pendulum effect. It's got a pendulum scale of 11, which does let you include the Egyptian gods in your pendulum scales.
Wait.
All you need is a low scale.
Okay.
You could destroy this card and send one monster whose original attribute is divine from your deck to the graveyard. Add one card that mentions its original name from your deck to your or graveyard to your hand. You cannot send to the graveyard monsters with the same original name to activate this effect of Egyptian God's Disciple this turn. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So you can send one of the Egyptian gods and then add a card that mentions that one to your hand. That's like not bad, frankly.
Yeah, no, it would be
probably better than pendulum summoning the Egyptian gods.
You're just doing raw. Like you're not going to be summoning Slifer unless you want to do Slifer OTK shenanigans.
Maybe the rest of the card will make that viable. Maybe we'll see.
Maybe hopefully
you can reveal one monster whose original attribute is divine in your hand. Special summons this card from your graveyard or face up extra deck. Oh, that's cute.
Oh, wait, I like that. Okay, continue.
Immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon the revealed monster. You cannot reveal it. Doesn't do the Ra's Disciple thing of getting out the other 2 copies. Okay.
Well,
that's fine, I guess. You cannot reveal monsters with the same original name to activate this effect of okay, whatever. Who cares? Once per turn during the end phase, if you control a monster's original attribute is divine, you can return this card from your graveyard or face-up extra deck to your hand.
All right, it's a lot to unpack here.
Okay, so one, Pendulum Summon the Egyptian Gods. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, like
That's so funny.
that would be really funny because like they're level 10, right?
Yeah, they are. They are all level 10.
That's crazy. I thought they were like level 12.
No, they're all level 10 for some reason.
All right, we love early Yu-Gi-Oh. I really do think you're like that would be the silliest and best thing to do. Would just be pendulum scales. I now summon Egyptian God for free.
Yeah, I think that's very funny. Now, I think if I remember correctly, Ra has a condition that says it can't be special summoned, whereas the other two can be special summoned, but then destroy themselves in the end phase.
That's a speed duel card. Give me the original. I don't want to look at speed duels. No, that's the fucking anime card that didn't have any effect on it. Okay, am I gonna have to read speed duels? This is not the right card.
Even Wikipedia is just giving me a whole bunch of crap from the anime.
I mean, yeah, all I'm reading right now is Slifer requires 3 tributes to normal summon.
Yeah.
But like, they're what's
and
turning
then send to the graveyard if it was special summon this turn.
I mean, is pendulum summon considering special summon?
Yes.
Oh, dang it.
I think Ra does have a limitation on that. Let me check though. Because
It would be wild.
Ra's special.
Okay. Yeah, cannot be special summoned. Requires 3 tributes to normal summon.
Yeah. Ra's special for some reason. That's why all the Ra support is like, ignore the effect that says you can't special summon this card.
Yeah.
Whereas like it says that it's like you can use it for Obelisk and Slifer, but they don't require that. It's just Ra that requires that. So you can pendulum summon Obelisk or Slifer at least. It needs an effect that says ignore the special summon condition for a pendulum summon.
We need to have the extra little bit.
I want to pendulum summon all 3 Egyptian gods at one time.
Like, I don't know if I found the card, but I think it would be really cool to have an XCs of all 3 of the gods. I mean, yeah, it's 3 level 10s, but like I would like to see that just be like an amalgamation or like just the Egyptian gods unite or something like stupid. And again, it's just gonna be like the anime only card that we saw last video of like I'm playing Egyptian gods.
There is a card that does that. It's not like a fusion. It's like it's supposed to. It's from the anime. They like combine into like a woman. It's weird.
Oh. I remember seeing that. I was reading it just like I fell in a wiki hole one day and I was like, what the hell is this? And I'm like, wait,
I don't remember her name, but yeah,
I don't
they
either.
combine into a woman.
Just like
a woman. Holasti. Yeah, there we go. Holasti, the creator of light.
Okay.
Or Holacti? It's a C. I don't know if it's Holasti or Holacti.
The rest of it is like, again, I
not very good, honestly.
No.
It only gets you 1 body on field.
I would rather just do the normal Raw's Disciple, get 3, and then haha, hee.
If it dealt you damage, I think that would actually be better, funnily enough, because then if it dealt you damage, it would trigger the effect of the Guardian Slime.
Yeah.
This is the thing. I brewed for quite a while Egyptian God Eldritch. Eldritch to slow down the game so that you could get your Guardian Slime on board. And then I had like Foolish Burial and stuff like that to get the Blackwing, the Zephyros.
Oh no!
Which deals you damage and returns a card on field to hand. So like you had to fight, and then I guess there's also that Perform Mage card, Trick Clown.
Yeah,
those are like some of the only cards that actually deal you damage instead of making you pay life points. you use those. They can trigger the the slime, and then you can just make God slime, grab the Ra's chant, use Ra's chant, add Ra, summon Ra. Use the extra normal from it to summon Ra. It's really easy to do, actually. It's just a matter of getting access to the ability to send Zephyros.
Yeah.
Although I guess now Armageddon Knight's unlimited, so that's a distinct possibility.
I don't know.
At least there's 4 copies of doing it now instead of just the 2.
Is Ra's disciple like in any limited anything in real life?
No, it's you gotta have, it's one of those cards where you have to have 3 copies of it or just ban it.
Yeah.
But it's never been banned, despite the fact that it was a huge part of the branded lock for a while.
I think in Master Duel it is limited to 1.
That's weird. Why would you limit it to 1? It does its job fine at 1.
Well, because they were mad that like people were doing branded lock, which then it went from Ra's disciple to Ito, and then it went from Ito to Gimmick Puppet.
Why limit it though? If you limit it, they could still do the branded lock. You're just like punishing the Egyptian god players for no reason.
Because who's playing Egyptian gods other than the one person who OTK'd me because it was silly?
The 5 people I've run into over the course of Master Quest. I run into Ra so much.
Every time that I see you play against an Egyptian god player, you laugh at them. You're like, they can't win. I fast forward. I tune out for like a little bit, turn back around, and I see that you have lost, and you're like, it's so stupid. I hate this card.
Never underestimate that one fucking Ra card that makes Ra untargetable or like untouchable. It's crazy. I can't believe they printed a card like that.
All right, moving on.
Anyways, yeah. Neo, Blue Eyes, Shining Dragon. That's right, folks. We're using the movie card.
Considering that Blue Eyes Shining Dragon sucked because there was no way to activate it when it first came out.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, you had to use Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. And at the time, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon was not officially out in America or TCG in general. So like people could not use the new movie card that they just got. So 7-year-old me was like, oh my God, the Yu-Gi-Oh movie. And I managed to pull this card and I was so happy. But then I'm like, what the hell's a Blue Eyes Ultimate? And I remember from the anime, and I'm like, how do I get this card? And then it didn't come out. And I think Blue Eyes Ultimate came out like in a promo pack for one of the games. And I'm like, I'm not going to pay $40 for a Game Boy game.
Meanwhile, I just really desperately wanted Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. I thought it was so cool. I never got it.
I remember I
did get the Pyramid of Light eventually. I got that in 2020 when I came back to the game.
I pulled so many of the Sphinx and Talia.
Oh, yeah. I have.
And I'm just like,
those.
these cards suck.
I loved those as a kid. I was like, oh, they're so big, and they just summon themselves for free if you have the Pyramid of Light. I need the Pyramid of Light. And then I never got it until 2020.
I really want to see someone recreate these decks and like just go to a simulator and just try to make them work.
Can you imagine if they did retrains of the Pyramid of Light archetype?
No, please don't.
I don't think they ever will, because I don't think they would have acknowledged the movie ever existed.
That movie was so bad.
It's literally one of the worst Yu-Gi-Oh things ever.
I have it on Amazon Prime, and I told Pina, I was like, can we watch this movie? She's like, if you really want to get drunk one night, we can. Like, we watched Dark Side of Dimensions drunk, and even while drunk, I'm like, this movie sucks.
Oh, I like Dark Side of Dimensions.
The cubics are so stupid.
Well, that's fair, but I thought the movie was actually quite good.
Okay, yeah, the movie itself was fine, but then like the villain shenanigans and then cubics, and I'm like, the cube? What? Like we couldn't have done some other archetype? I didn't realize this is where cubics came from. I thought cubics were like from an anime thing, not from a movie.
They're in that movie pack. That's where all the cubics came from. Is that movie pack?
Okay, I really did not know they were movie support until after Dark Side of Dimensions. I was like, oh, that's weird. Anyway,
I think that movie has a lot of good emotionality and themes and feeling, whereas the Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie is kind of just like a wet fart.
Call me the Godfather of games as I get injected by fairy. He gets his butt stuck by injection fairy lily.
All right, Neo Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. What's going on here? Cannot be normal summon or set. Must be special summoned, I assume, from your hand by attributing one Blue Eyes fusion monster you control, and cannot be special summoned by other means. Okay, so we made it more generic. We made it a Blue Eyes fusion monster instead. So that means you can use Tyrant Dragon, in fact, which is pretty easy to make.
Oh god, I just read the next effect.
Unaffected by other card effects. Just completely unaffected. Gains 300 attack for each dragon type monster in your graveyard. You can send this card from your field to the graveyard, and if you do, banish all cards your opponent controls. Okay. You can only use this effect once per turn. It's just a towers. It's nothing special.
That's all this is. Like, it's a Blue Eyes Towers, and it's so boring. Like, I do like that it's more generic. It's great.
Easier
but
to make, for sure.
The rest of this sucks.
Its name might as well be Gamma Seal.
It's not wrong. I don't really care about the dragon type attack increase.
That's just a reference to the old version.
Yeah, and then other than that, I mean, banishing cards your opponent controls is kind of neat, but
it requires you to send this card to the fucking grave, and it can't be brought back from the grave either.
Where do you read that from?
Must be special summoned from by retributing the Blue Eyes fusion monster you control, and cannot be special summoned by other means. Yeah.
No, yeah, you're hoping that this thing stays alive and not get kaiju'd or whatever.
Yep. And you can use the banish effect if you feel like you can win otherwise, but and you had to invest an entire Blue Eyes fusion monster into this too. I think I'd rather just keep Tyrant Dragon.
Yeah, I'd rather just have the Blue Eyes fusion monsters, to be honest. All right, we tried.
Breaker, the Arcane Warrior.
I normal summon Breaker to do 400. I forget how much it is. It's like it's such a minuscule amount. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it gains I think it goes from like 1500 to 1900, so I think it's 400.
1600, place a spell counter, gains 300, remove a spell counter, and then destroy a spell or trap.
I knew it went up to 19. I thought it was at 15. It is at 16 though. This is a level 8 monster though.
Okay.
So it's double. If this card it's also got 1,000 extra attack, and I think 1,000 extra defense too.
Yes.
If this card a normal special summon, you can place breaker counters on this card equal to the number of spell traps on the field plus 1. That's cute.
I like this. I like this so far.
This card with breaker counters is unaffected by spell traps and their effects.
Oh, wait a minute.
Whoa. Okay, towers. Gains 500 attack for each breaker counter on it.
Wait a minute.
I'm going to play this in Eldritch, a set 5. Summon this fucker.
How are you summoning this?
I just will. I simply will.
No, you know what goes crazy with this? Endymion.
Yeah.
You're already getting spell counters.
You can only use each of the following effects of Breaker the Arcane Warrior once per turn. If your opponent controls a spell trap card, you can special summon this card from your hand. Oh, well.
Oh, okay. Fuck what we said.
Okay, then. You can remove any number of breaker counters from this card, then target an equal number of spell traps on the field, destroy as many of them as possible, and if you do, inflict 500 damage for each. Jesus Christ.
I'm not doing that part. Like, that last part kind of sucks. I don't really care. But, like, going second, cool. I just get to bring this out.
It is Harpy's Feather Duster that also does burn damage. And is also a body.
And the thing is, it's unaffected.
Yeah.
So, like, you couldn't even imperm
can't really
this.
respond to it.
I mean, you could, although you don't have Apollo, but...
And it gets equal to the number of spell traps on the field plus 1. So even if you don't commit anything to the board, you can just, and your opponent has like a setup of spell traps, you summon this guy. He gets counters equal to the number of spell traps plus 1. You can still keep one spell counter on, or one breaker counter on after you use his effect to destroy all their back row.
Oh my god, you're right. Yeah, because oh my, no.
And so then he's a 3100 guy, and you've wiped out their back row, and they couldn't. They can respond, but they can't do anything against Breaker. So they can chain like things that would get more people on field or something like that, but nothing that can actually stop Breaker from doing the thing.
This was cute, and then it got more.
This card's kind of cool.
The longer we went,
I don't think it's like incredible, because like if your opponent sets up back row and they don't have any monsters on field, that's on them.
Yeah.
Frankly. Most decks you're going to be going into are going to have like a monster setup that can do something about Breaker. But I think this is really interesting as far as that goes. It's Harpy's Feather Duster, but on a body.
I think that it's best. Like I said, Endymion just goes hard with this. But I mean, it's not a magic counter or spell counter. It's break counter.
You know what else goes hard with this?
What?
Ancient Gear.
No, please.
Play Gear Town. Summon Breaker.
My God, that would just. It works. Don't get me wrong. It works.
Break all their spell traps and Gear Town. Summon an Ancient Gear monster. Summon fucking Dark Golem. Dark Ancient Gear Golem. Get the actually, I don't know. Can Dark Ancient Gear Golem be summoned off of Gear Town? I don't remember if Gear Town ignores effects. I don't think it does. But you can get Statue, and then Statue can get Dark. Yeah. And then Dark can search too.
I also, side note, speaking of Ancient Gear, I love how once that archetype came out in Master Duel, it exploded, and then like a month later, it's gone. I have not seen it since.
It's so bad.
It's like I will Ash Blossom Imperm. Cool.
It's so
continue.
Bad. God, I wish it was better, because it's actually got some cool stuff in there. Like, why is Ancient Gear Fusion so bad? It should be a much better card than it is.
Because if you can manage to get Ancient Gear Fusion and pull out the big boss monster, your opponent has literally nothing, and they fell asleep while you were comboing.
But yeah, this card seems pretty cool.
I'm cool with it.
I think it's interesting. All right, 1,000 Feathers. This is cute. They took like Light Force Sword or whatever, and then put the Feather Duster on top of it. That's cute. See, folks, you could use Photoshop instead of AI.
It's not hard.
Once per turn, you contribute one winged beast monster you control. The equipped monster gains attack equal to the original attack of the attributed monster until the end of this turn.
Huh? My brain.
Bad card. Bad card for bad people.
Minus?
Yeah.
What?
For extra attack.
This is okay. You know what? No, this gets an A+. It gets 100 from me, because this is 100% a like DM card. This is something that they would play in Battle City, and they would fucking lose their shit over this.
My Valentine would play this and tribute a Harpy Lady and give Harpy Lady sisters like 1,400 attack. And then everyone would go, oh, how are they going to beat that 3,000 attack point monster?
Oh my! It would, and it's wild that this is this fits the bill of what we wanted. So like, I cannot fault it for being a bad card. Does it work in today's Yu-Gi-Oh? God, no, it does not work in today's Yu-Gi-Oh.
It doesn't work in old Yu-Gi-Oh.
It can work. It can work.
No, there's better cards you could be playing.
We're on the playground. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna play Yu-Gi-Oh. We're gonna beat the anime. Shut up.
No, I'm the one kid who went to locals once and now knows the optimal strategy, and I'm just gonna summon big guys and beat your face in.
You're gonna be that person who has like 5 copies of Alexandrite Dragon.
Yeah,
and no one's gonna correct you.
I'm the one person who managed to get an Exodia FTK deck together. I had a person in my middle school who had an Exodia FTK deck, actually.
I remember in elementary school.
I tried to hit them up and see if they wanted to sell any of their old cards too, actually.
So we played Yu-Gi-Oh, and like we had like actual cards, but then there was that one kid who had the most bootleg faded yellow cards. You know which ones I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
And they were like, I'm gonna be playing like, we all had like our own characters. Like someone had the Yugi deck, so they were Yugi, obviously. Someone had the Kaiba deck, they were Kaiba. So this person had all the off-brand cards, and they were like, you know what? I'm gonna be a rare hunter. I'm gonna be the Exodia guy. And this guy had all like they were all different off-brands of each other, which is wild because I knew there was like one off-brand, but like they kept offshooting from each other.
That's actually cute.
So he was like, I have like 5 copies of each, and I'm like, what the hell? How? Where did you get this? And he's like, I have the best deck ever. And he just kept playing Pot of Greed over and over, and I'm like, I hate this. This is stupid.
That's so funny. That's actually really cute. That's like a really cool spin on the I have all these bootleg cards, what the fuck do I do with them? Oh, I'll just roleplay as the guy who has all sorts of bootleg Exodia pieces.
Exactly. We were just like, well, I mean, it works with the game we're playing, but it was just so funny because we're like, we're going to play Yu-Gi-Oh! In the playground today. Okay, I'm going to be Kaiba. I'll be Joey. I'll be the rare hunter. And then we just sit down at the gazebo and just play Yu-Gi-Oh! For like an hour. So people would be like, what are you doing? Oh, we're playing our game. We're playing pretend right now. And, of course, we do the whole like, I remember one kid got in trouble because they brought their dual discs to school.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Let's move on from this terrible card.
Yeah.
We got a new pot of extremities.
The testicle card.
You can only activate this card during your first turn. Really?
Huh?
Okay, sure. Banish 6 cards from your deck face down and 6 random face down cards from your extra deck. Banish your entire hand face down, then draw 3 cards. You can only activate this once per turn. I would imagine so, yeah. You can, for the rest of the turn after this card resolves, you cannot draw any cards by card effect, and your monsters cannot attack directly.
No!
I think this is an example of putting too many restrictions on a card to the point where you will not actually want that draw 3.
Like, I already hate Pot of Desires because banishing 10 for a 2, I get it. Like, draw power is very important in Yu-Gi-Oh!
It used to be better when there is less good cards in the deck.
Yeah, but like now it's like, cool, I will banish 10. Cool, I just banished every staple card from my engine. Well, I surrender because I cannot play the game now. But 6 cards from your deck and 6 random from your extra deck and your entire hand.
This feels like something Hardleg would make as a test to see what people would think about card design. Like he would post this on Twitter and say, would you play this?
I love how also the set name is Hot Tua.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, draw 3 is cool, but like the rest of this sucks.
This is like worse left hand offering.
Also, I'm confused by the first sentence. You can only activate this card during your first turn. So like, do you mean literally if I do not draw this in my hand, starting hand, going first, or I mean going second? Either way, if this is not in my starting hand, I cannot use this card.
Correct.
It's stupid then.
Yeah.
Like, if there's a way to search it, then fine.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, none of this is good. Like even a draw 3, like it's +2, but like even then, it's not even +2. You're going minus 12 plus 5, 17, minus 17. Right? Am I reading that right?
Yeah, it's crazy. I also just noticed that this is actually, I just remembered this is the Rush Duel, one of the Rush Duel pots, and you can see in the upper right hand corner a little bit of the Rush Duel.
Look. Hey, they at least they did a card and it wasn't AI.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's cute. All right, next up, we got a sketch art for this one, which I think is cool.
Hey, you know what? We love people who want to use their own art. I'll give you points for that one.
Clumsy Magical Librarian. This is a magical library retrain.
Oh.
If you control a spellcaster monster, you can send one spell trap from your hand or field to the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand or grave. And if you do, you can add a spell trap with a different name from the one sent to the grave to the hand. You can only use this effect once per turn.
That can get complicated really fast.
You can't print this card.
No.
This gives every spellcaster the deck the ability to search any spell trap in the deck in the game.
Yeah, because with a different name from the one you sent from the graveyard. So say I just send like some generic BS card I don't need, and it's spell and trap. So like
Yeah.
I can just search anything, and then I
Like,
can
you
go
can
crazy.
you can go. This is I was saying earlier that card was like bad left hand offering. This card is
Yeah.
good, is like way too good left hand offering.
And it's
Like, all you need to do is grab a spellcaster monster and this card. It's a 2-card combo, to be fair. But surely
it's
there's a
still crazy.
spellcaster monster that can search this card, right? Surely there's something that can
100%.
search this card, and that you can get a spellcaster monster on the field by way of that. And then you can like search that grass looks greener, make a fucking Paleozoic spellcaster pile,
branded fusion.
Branded Fusion.
We go back to branded all the time, but like branded just has so many cards to play with, especially this one with it being a spellcaster. It goes well with the rest of its deck, and I hate it.
You could grab Dimensional Barrier. You could grab anything that you can grab with triple tactics, but turn 1 instead of waiting. Instead of having your opponent need to like interact with you in any meaningful way, you can just do it.
Yeah. No, this card's a little too busted for my taste.
Honestly, the more I think about it, the less I actually care about it, because I'm realizing I think spellcasters are. Now that I think about it, spellcasters are kind of a weak typing. And I don't know that there's actually... There's got to be a way to...
Well, you can't imperm this because once it's already special summoned, the effect has gone through.
Yeah, and and I was thinking, like, you can summon this off of sprites, but that doesn't activate the effect.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, it doesn't activate the effect with sprite. And could you technically ash this? No, you...
Yeah.
I don't think you can. Because it's... the semicolons and the commas make it to where it's not ashable.
Oh, I am realizing something. What does White Forest search? Does White Forest search light spellcasters?
I think it does.
In any of their stuff? Because if they do, then that's the deck for this. Because this is a level 2 light spellcaster. Non-tuner,
okay, so a Stellar summons a light spellcaster tuner.
It summons? Okay, so that's fine. That's for getting the level 4s.
Yeah. So what about Azamina? No, that's the fusion. That's the fusion. I don't remember all of the white
LZ
forest cards. Yeah, it might be LZ that gets the other one.
That gets White Forest cards specifically. No mention of spellcasters. What I'm just gonna here's what I'll do. I'm going to go to a Stellar on Yu-Gi-Oh wiki and go to tips. Where this is a cool thing you can do if you're trying to deck build. You can just go to tips, and that'll help you find out all the ways you can search or summon a card. That's the thing is it's going to be White Forest. I need to find like a level 2 spellcaster. Is Royal Magical Library?
I think it's a level 4.
A 4. Damn, I need like a level 2 light spellcaster that's not a White Forest card, because otherwise I'm just going to be getting a whole bunch of White Forest cards. Oh shit. The Allure Queen stuff. It has 1500 or less attack. Yes. The Allure Queen stuff can get this.
Okay.
Well, I guess does it summon it or does it add it? No, it summons it, so that doesn't work.
But like, are you really gonna be playing Allure Queen?
The new Allure Queen stuff is actually pretty cool. I like it. If I could search any spell in the game, I might play it.
You know what? Fair enough. This card's busted.
Lemon Magician Girl can search it.
I would say this is like a 6, maybe a 7. It would get complicated really quickly just because of the being able to search anything.
Yeah, I think you can't print a card like this, not because it is necessarily busted right now, but because it limits design space. You can never print cards that make it busted, because if it's ever busted, it's too busted, right? It might be busted right now. I don't know. It's just too many cards to account for.
Yeah.
All right, next up, positive sum game. Okay, so here we go. Pay half your life points to reveal 5 cards from your deck. Your opponent randomly selects one of these cards to add to your hand. Shuffle the remaining back into your deck. The cards added to your hand by this effect cannot be activated or summoned this turn. Only set. I'm not doing that. What you're describing is bad bingo machine go, but just for like generic. Bad bingo machine.
So I feel like it would be. I feel like to make this card good would be send the other 4 cards to the grave. But then that's way too much.
You're describing painful choice.
I didn't say we were going to make the game fair.
It's just, you just described painful choice.
But like, that is the only way to make this work. Because like, what else am I using this card for? Am I just going to be like, all right, cool. Labyrinth? Edlich? Even Edlich would be kind of like iffy. I mean,
you can reveal. Oh my god, you could just reveal 3 copies of one card and 2 copies of another. They don't have to be separate cards.
Oh yeah. So I'll do 3 big welcomes and 2 welcomes.
Yeah, but you have to pay half your life points. That's time in the round.
Considering you're already playing transaction rollback in Labyrinth, it's okay, true. Chief.
That's true.
I mean, hell, I'll do this in Dynamorphia.
Yeah, I was about to say, fucking Dynamorphia time.
Is it a good deck? No, but this would make Dynamorphia
a lot better.
Sales skyrocket. Because, like, you don't have to rely on Therizia. Because once Therizia gets impermed and you had nothing else, then you're just screwed.
Yeah, I wish Dynamorphia was better. It seems like a fun deck.
Oh, no. I built that deck in Master Duel. And I had it for about a month. And I'm like, this deck sucks. Because at this time when I built it, Branded was still like top tier. So of course people were just being like, okay, cool. Masquerade, pay your taxes. And I'm like, well, I lose then.
I included this one because it's generic and it's clearly supposed to be some sort of Millennium thing going on. Although that might be AI art. Ugh.
It's hard. We live in a time of where it's going to be AI, sadly.
It's getting harder to tell. It kind of looks like it might not be. I don't know. Anyways, Ancient Brain, honed by the Millennium. This is a new card to synergize with the Millennium cards.
Yeah, and I know this is like supposed to be
like obviously the Millennium cards released not too long ago, but the Millennium cards are retrains of the Exodia shit. So
yeah, this is a vanilla. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, I think it's Ancient Brain something.
Yeah.
Ancient Brain, honed by Ancient Wisdom or whatever. Honed by Wisdom. Maybe something like that.
Nope, it's just straight up Ancient Brain.
Oh, okay. If this card battles a monster, neither can be destroyed by that battle, because it's an illusion monster, so it has that effect. Your other face-up Millennium monsters cannot be negated. Okay. That's fine, I guess. You can shuffle this card from your hand into the deck, add 1 Millennium card to your hand, except for Ancient Brain, honed by the Millennium. You can activate 1 Millennium monster card that is being treated as a continuous spell, even if it has already been activated this turn. You can only use each effect once per turn. This
I can't speak much for Millennium, but it's very iffy.
I can. I played that deck. I made a deck profile about it. This card is dog shit. Millennium is one of the most consistent decks ever made. And this is an attempt to make it more consistent for some reason, instead of increasing the end board. It makes Millennium monsters unable to be negated. If only that mattered. If it made Exodia unable to be negated, that would be one thing. Making Unstoppable Exodia Incarnate unable to be negated would actually be quite good. But making Millennium monsters unable to be negated doesn't mean anything. That they don't do anything. They're just monsters on the board. They're nothing.
You know, I think it'd be better to, don't get me wrong, like you either have, for vanilla monsters, you have 2 options. Either you become Millennium support or you become Memento support. And I would much rather be Memento support because Millennium is just so consistent. And Memento again is just like I activate Memento Fusion and Bone Party and hope that it works. And then you got rid of my big dude? Well, I'm screwed.
Memento's actually gotten pretty good after the Sleepy edition.
Okay, I haven't seen Sleepy in action yet.
Yeah. From what I understand, Millennium, it's not meta, but it's rogue after Sleepy.
Yeah.
Like I said, you don't need to add more consistency to Millennium at all.
Yeah.
What you need is more end board, and this doesn't do anything for the end board. So it doesn't do anything essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just like okay, cool. Like it's a win more, but not even win more. It's just
it's like consistency upgrade, and in a deck that has like 20 cards that all get you to the same card.
Mm-hmm.
Like the deck is so consistent. I made it a 60 card deck, and I still have a 90% chance of opening combo.
Nice.
Like,
yeah, no, this doesn't do anything.
A 60 card deck with a 90% chance of opening combo to get to the same end board. Like that's insane. There's no other deck that is that consistent. You don't need to make more consistency tools for it. Next, another Exod card. I think this is actually the continuation of a card we looked at a while ago. That Exodia card. That Exodia Ritual card, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
The Millennium of Exod. It's a quick play. Show 5 Forbidden 1 monsters with different names in your hand, deck, or graveyard, and or face-up banishment. Then special summon the unenviable Phantom of Exodia from your hand, graveyard, or deck. Then shuffle the monster cards in your graveyard and banishment into the deck, except for Millennium monsters. Also, you can only summon 1 monster for the rest of this turn. Okay, so you're supposed to do this before you do Unstoppable Exodia Incarnate, which then says you can't summon any monsters for the rest of the turn. That's cute.
Yeah.
That's cute. If the Millennium Exod is in the graveyard, except for the turn it was activated, you can manage this card, place 1 Millennium monster from your hand or deck into your spell trap zone as a continuous spell. Again, we don't need more consistency tools. Thank you.
Like this is wild that the person who made this whole set, which don't get me wrong, like I think we gave their other Millennium cards like thumbs up.
Yeah,
but,
it was like fine.
These are like, again, as you said, it's more consistency tools, which you don't. Okay.
The first part of it does increase the end board by adding that ritual monster to the table. The second part is the consistency tool, but I think in this case it's more of a recovery tool. But I don't know that the deck needs that because you could just draw into a recovery tool at any moment.
Well, here's my thing: is that like I don't think a deck should be 100% win rate. And making it go higher.
Well, I mean, this deck has no win rate. Well, that's not true. It has exactly 1 top.
That's fair.
I think it got top 32 at the same YCS where Sky Striker won. So that tells you where we're at here.
Yeah.
It's the deck is extremely consistent, so it always is able to end on its end board pretty much. But its end board is just a spell trap negate.
Yeah.
And a guy who gets like infinite attack. And if you get the extenders right, which you usually do, because again the deck is extremely consistent, you can also end on the Silhouette trick. And so you have a negate on board as well, like a monster negate.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all you can really end on because it shuffles everything back into the hand, into the deck. And then it prevents you from summoning for the rest of the turn. This gives you one other thing because that's also a level 10 or higher Exodia monster, so you can have the Unenviable Phantom, which has a monster negate on it. So that gives you one additional thing for the deck to do. I think that actually could be what the deck needs.
Yeah.
So I like this. I think adding an additional search target, well, you know what? I think that's actually fine because I would rather get this than any of the current Exod cards off of the. So Exodia, Unstoppable Exodia also has an effect in the end phase where it sets a Exod card from the deck to the field.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of cards you can use for that, and I think they're fine. But if this gets you additional end board presence, I think that's a good use of it as well. It's also just called Millennium, so you can search it off of cards that search Millennium cards. But I don't know how many of those there actually are. I think that might be the point of that last one we were looking at, in fact. Because the last one we were looking at here adds a Millennium card, yeah, instead of a Millennium monster. I'm pretty sure the other Millennium cards can only add monsters, or like, you know, they do other things, like they add the Ankh.
Okay.
So now I understand that.
But it still is iffy.
I mean, we could just remove some of the other consistency tools we're using that are less generic, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
But adding another monster to the mix might make the combo less consistent as well. I don't know. This one I would have to tinker with for a bit, but I think adding to the end board is the right instinct. For sure. And it is what the deck needs, is more end board presence. Alright. We got another one. A continuous spell, Mask of Summon Restriction.
So I remember the title for the post was they wanted to make Mask of Restrict viable.
Yeah. Mask of Restrict, for those who don't know, is just a card that says you can't tribute summon. There's like a whole archetype of mask cards, but Mask of Restrict is just neither player could tribute cards, which is a floodgate. It's just a floodgate. So let's see what this does.
Yeah.
Monsters cannot be special summoned from the extra deck except by the effect of Mask of Summon Restriction. Monsters can be special summoned from the extra deck, ignoring the summoning conditions by tributing monsters from the field based on their level or rank if it's an Xyz monster overlay for the tributes. Ew. I don't like this already. This is a nightmare.
Okay.
1 through 6, 1 tribute. 7 through 9, 2 tributes. 10 plus 3 tributes. This summon is treated as a fusion synchro Xyz link summon as appropriate. You can't write that like that. This card can't be destroyed until the end of your opponent's turn after its activation. Weird.
No.
I don't like this. This is stupid and annoying.
Like, you're having to keep up with all of the extra stat lines, and it's a more complicated Cyberstein.
And do we really need to make fucking True Draco better? Come on.
No. Oh my god, no. That's the one thing I want to see more of, is more True Draco stuff. I hate this. Like, you don't even have...
I don't even think it does make it better now that I think about it. Like, looking at it, like... It just, like, 1 through 6, it just makes, like, all Xyz and Synchros that are, like... less than 6, like a 1 cost instead of a 2 cost.
I mean, if you really wanted, you could do. I mean, yeah, you're just playing some True Draco, and you're just extra deck, and then just Floodgate. It's just dumb Floodgates.
Wait. How does this work for Link summons?
Oh yeah, this card is ignoring...
Does this turn every fucking Link 6 into a Link 1 monster?
Don't do this.
You can't make every single Link monster a Link 1 monster, dude. You can't...
There
no
is
way.
nothing saying... There's nothing saying about Link cards. Like, it's not...
But the end thing does say Link summon as appropriate, so it... I assume it uses the Link rating, but all the Link ratings are 6 and below. There's nothing above 6 currently. What the fuck?
They tried, and then they were like, they wanted to make it go along with the lore of the card, and it just kind of just ruined itself.
I activate Mask of Summon Restriction, and then I use it to Link summon. I summon Jerry Beansman, and I use it to Link summon Firewall terahertz.
Don't do this. I would hate that shit so much. Because it just makes it just opens up like so many problems.
This is the best Sky Striker card ever.
Yeah.
Summon Ray, make terahertz, swap. Terahertz gets removed. Summon Ray, make fucking, I don't know, dark fluid. Anything. What the fuck is going on? You can't. This isn't even a summon restriction. This is summon unrestriction. You've completely removed the restrictions on summoning for like most monsters.
We gotta love when people are like, I want to fix the card. Person, you have now inherently changed the whole meaning of the card.
Yeah. What the fuck? How is this a restriction? I summon fuck. Oh my god. Okay. Rescue Rabbit effect. Summon 2 Sabersauruses. Make 1 into Dulka, make 1 into Lagia. Oh, you don't even need to do that because it ignores the summoning conditions entirely. So you could just go any fucking monster into Dulka and Lagia. And it goes for rank 6s too, so you could just make the other guy, the 6th guy, Lars. You could just make Lars.
Like, there are so many ways because like the mask cards were horribly like mismanaged, but I mean that's just DM era.
Yeah.
But like they have a ritual monster, they have a really cool boss monster. They can make it work. It's just this doesn't
do anything for them.
No, this is just like I want to make a generic card.
This is I can't. This is so funny. This is so funny. Any one fucking monster into any level 6 or lower synchro or fusion monster. So every monster you summon is fucking instant fusion. Mm-hmm. Oh my god. Get close.
I hate this so much.
And it's also every rank 6 or lower monster. And it's also every Link monster ever.
People don't understand card design sometimes, and they just want to put out the cool effects and disregard the rules of everything else.
This is like you didn't even think about it.
No, because they're probably like, oh, well, there's definitely like Link monsters. I mean, if this was like a dimensional barrier situation to where like Link summoning wasn't out when dimensional barrier came out, by all means.
At the very least, it gives your opponent a turn to use it as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless you banish it.
I mean, yeah. No.
You could just summon something to banish it, frankly.
I mean, yeah, you'd have to banish it because you can't destroy it. It has destruction invulnerability.
Yeah, so, but like, considering you can turn any one monster into any Link monster ever printed, surely you can find a way to banish it off your field.
All right, you were talking about this earlier. You do all your combos. Edlit, you do all this, and then Edlich send this, and you've done all your combos. You got terahertz on board from your one summoning of Jerry Beans Man, and you got Edlich, and you got your back row. You get to go crazy with it. I don't know how else you can make that work.
Imagine this card with that librarian card.
You just made the game stupid. Oh no, you combined this with Arcane, the breaker card that we also
breaker the Arcane Warrior. This card and the bunny spellcaster girl.
Yeah, it'd be this Arcane, and you get special summon the bunny to then search out master summon restriction to then link off into whatever you wanted. No.
You can V-Link your opponent instantaneously. I almost wish this was the last one. This is incredible.
I wish.
Oh, we got a couple more. Let's go. Intertwined Storm. This is a Heavy Storm family retrain.
Okay.
Target one face-up continuous spell trap your opponent controls until the end of the turn. Its name becomes Intertwined Storm. Also negates effects. Then if this card was set before activation and is on the field at resolution, for the rest of the turn, your opponent can act special summon monsters in this column. If you have no monsters in your graveyard, you can activate this card from your hand.
Okay, I was like, how are we doing the first part? But I see the last sentence makes it work.
Interesting.
I like how it has
interesting.
the Master Duel.
Yeah, it has the little SR tag at the top.
Just so you know, it's not that great, so we're gonna make it an SR.
Yeah, it's not a UR. Come on. It's interesting.
I like the imperm like effect of setting it in anything in that column.
Can't be special. You can't special in that
Yeah.
column. Yeah,
that's
like,
cool.
It's like one something. Target a face-up continuous spell trap and negate it is very specific.
Skill drain. Skill drain or any floodgate.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, what if, okay, stay with me here. So, opponent sets up floodgate, just one floodgate to make this thing easier. So you go first on like before you do anything else, nothing in your graveyard, intertwine storm. So intertwine storm.
Yeah, I just realized it's not intertwined, it's intertwined.
Yeah, intertwined. So this card now becomes so let's say it's skill drain. So skill drain now becomes intertwined storm, followed by sales ban, declare intertwined storm, and it is now stuck as intertwined storm if I'm not mistaken on how this card would be ruled after the effect, because its name becomes it's stuck that way.
Its name becomes intertwined storm until the end of next turn.
But if you activate sales ban, the card cannot be activated.
Yeah.
I guess if it's already on field.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of a way to make it silly to get rid of a floodgate.
I just don't think it's that good. I think it's a side deck card if there was a particular like continuous spell you were looking to give hate to. I think it's interesting as a tech pick potentially, and I think that is actually in some ways more interesting than just a broken card.
Yeah. And I do want more cards that play like Imperm. I mean, you have another one, I forget what it's called. It's like it destroys a whole column instead. It negates the column and destroys stuff in the column itself.
Yeah.
But I do like cards that play around like that. So for the one, like the handful of Mechanite players, get out of here.
But yeah, I think that's interesting. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
I like it.
All right, here's what I added to make it around 40.
That's okay.
This is the Toon Charizard.
Obviously.
You know how Charizard is a Yugioh? This is the Toon version. He's a level 8 monster. He's a fire. I think that makes sense. He's a fire. I do like that they've decided that Charizard is weaker than Blue Eyes. It's a 2800.
It's better than Red Eyes.
That's true. That's true. Better than Red Eyes, weaker than Blue Eyes. Better than Dark Magician. Cannot attack the turn it is summoned. It's a Toon monster, all right. Actually, only some of those have the restriction. It's really weird. While you control Toon World and your opponent controls no Toon monsters, this card can attack your opponent directly. Okay, so it's one of those. Opponent cannot activate any spell trap cards the turn it is summoned.
Oh.
Like at all? Like the whole turn?
Wait, that's a little busted.
That's kind of crazy. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent.
Why am I attacking when I can just attack directly?
To get rid of their monster, I guess.
I guess.
If you feel like it's threatening you, you gotta attack over it, I guess.
No, but your opponent can activate any spell trap cards the turn it is summoned. That's too much. You can't do that.
Oh, Boise. I love this fan art though. This is so
fan
good.
Art's silly. Oh, is there any more? Do we get a Red Eyes?
No, this is
shenanigans.
This is the end. We only had one Red Eyes card this time.
Really? Oh my God, let's go! I'm so tired of Red Eyes.
Yep.
I do know, like I said, I added like 100, but sadly we could not use most of them because I misunderstood the assignment.
Yeah, I picked through and got the DM cards, and then I added this guy on the end. I thought he would be a funny way to end. I did not realize how funny the restrict card was going to be.
Yeah.
That was a much better finale.
Yeah, that last one was just like, oh no. Out of today's video, I think there was like the Exod cards are whoever made the Exod set from last video as well really likes Millennium.
Yeah, it's very
And
clear.
wants them to be even better.
Yeah.
Other than that, did we have any other bangers? I mean, everything else was like interesting. Arcane was very interesting, and Rabbit was silly.
Yeah.
And you combine that with Restrict, and the game gets very silly really fast.
Yeah, I think this one was a lot of busted ass shit in this one. There's a couple interesting cards in there, like that last one we took a look at, the Interwine Storm. But yeah, I mean, as usual, just having some fun looking at some silly cards.
Yeah. So is the goal next time to look at GX era cards?
I suppose it will be. We'll have to pull together some GX cards and see you then.
Yep.
Where can people find you, Gray?
Yes. I don't think I ever introduced myself at the start of this video. I'm sorry.
I introduced you.
Oh, my bad. My brain is
anyways.
melting.
And we introduced you in the last video too.
Yes. You can find me on almost all socials. Gray Cat Cafe makes it super simple, super easy to find. Twitch, YouTube, everything pretty much. If you see me in Master Duel, please be nice to me.
You gotta play Flu.
I'm not playing. I play Flu. I haven't played Flu in so long, and now that Plot of Prosperity is banned, I can't play that deck anymore.
I hate what they did to Flu in Master Duel. What they do to my birds.
It pins at 3.
That's good. Yeah, it's but like
I can play.
I need the other things back.
What you mean, the freaking barrier statue?
Yeah. No,
It's
I
wild
mean,
to me that barrier statue is banned, but like the other ones aren't.
I need all my pots back.
Play Jar of Greed then. Play something else.
I need Map back. Is Map back to 3 yet?
Map's still at 1.
Yeah, I need Map to 3. That
Map
one
needs
for
to be
sure.
3.
Map
Like,
needs
it
to get
makes no
3 for
sense that
damn
was
sure.
1. Flu died for Branded Sin. Because Branded's like, I can still play at Branded Fusion at 1. Like, yeah, because you have every other way to get branded, or you have every way to get Branded Fusion. Meanwhile, it's like, by the way, every time that I play the game, I interpret I say Brafu like you.
Brafu.
Because I'm just like, there goes the Brafu. That sucks.
You know, it's,
well,
I always come up with funny little things to say. But
thank you for having me.
Yes, glad to have you. Glad to see some silly cards, all in good fun as usual. If your card showed up here, I hope we liked it. And also, if we didn't, it's nothing against you.
We tried to.
If you're the person who made the summon restrict card, just maybe make better cards in the future. That's all.
Please, like,
don't stop making cards, please.
You realize what you've done. That's the one thing we will tell you is like, have you realized you've opened the gates of hell, and just like let everything happen at once?
Don't stop making cards out there, people. Keep them coming, because I think it's a really good way to explore your creativity.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Hey there, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Got a lot more for you if you want them. Just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications. I'd also appreciate if you left me a like and a comment, maybe share the video around with your friends. You can also follow me on all usual social media sites. Just check out my website in the description below for more info. My videos are funded by my patrons and YouTube members, whose names you'll see scrolling by underneath credits here. For just $1 a month, you too can find yourself here, trapped in my end screen for all eternity. In particular, I'd like to thank Haru Hayes, Flea Kill, Frog Prince Michael, Jeremy Coatney, the Almighty Ferret Lord, and Fire Mizumi. A big thanks to all my other patrons and unto my little community as a whole. Remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful whatever time it is for you. Bye-bye!